Good evening. Welcome to the class of 2018 graduation. At this time, we're going to have the senior members of the choir come and lead us in the national anthem, so please remain standing. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, almost bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about another round of applause for our senior members of the chamber singing? At this time, I'd like to welcome up our Executive Student Council President, Anna Roney.
Hello and welcome Board of Education members, administration, teachers, staff, families, and friends. My name is Hannah Roney and I am the Executive Student Council President. I'm honored to represent the class of 2018. Thank you for joining us in celebrating our accomplishments over the past 4 years. As our final year at High Point comes to a close, I must say I am so proud of our class. We are a group of strong, caring, and compassionate young adults that have experienced ups and downs and have grown stronger together because of it. We have a family in this High Point community, and we are so blessed for that. I'll be honest with you all. I wrote this from a behavioral health hospital that I've been at for quite some time now. While I feel sadness for not being around my amazing friends, classmates, and teachers, I have learned some things I want to share. Life can throw curveballs, I know that personally. However, we must take those challenges and build strength, character, and courage to persevere through our individual journeys. And as we leave this chapter of our lives behind us today, we will be faced with plenty of more obstacles. Some may be more challenging than others, and some may seem impossible to pass. But nothing is impossible with enough passion to try. Be passionate and persevere. One of my clinicians once told me, "Things are not the way they are, things are the way I am." This means that your life is based on perspective. You have the choice to have a negative outlook on life, and that's the way things will be, or you can rewrite your script and live a positive life. Your choice. When moving on to the next stage of your life, you can either take your struggles and dwell on them, or you can use them as fuel for your passion to change, to make an impact, to make a difference. We will leave here today holding on to all the memories High Point has given us. Whether we are dissecting feral cats in Mr. Baker's anatomy class, hablando en español con Senor Russell, or whale watching in Provincetown, whether we're dancing the night away at senior cruise or senior formal, we owe our thanks to High Point. We are truly blessed. For the teachers we met, the friendships we gained, and the memories we made. Class of 2018, through triumphs and defeat, we did it. Though our class still has a heartache over the loss of one of our own, I know that we can help his legacy live on. Be passionate, be caring, be kind. Be there for your strong friends. Be there for your quiet friends. Be there for your happy friends. Be there for your creative friends. Be there for each other. I am confident that every single one of us can take what we have learned at our time at High Point and go out into the world with intensity and passion to create, inspire, and discover new possibilities. The world is ours, we just have to embrace it. To our support systems and teachers, thank you for helping shape us. To High Point, thank you for offering us a place to bloom and flourish. To my fellow classmates, thanks for the memories that helped define these 4 years of high school. We did it. Good luck and congratulations, class of 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Very well said. Next, I'd like to have our class president, Jason Makis, come up.
Hello, everyone. Today marks a significant chapter in all of our lives. Today, we graduate high school and leave the public education system as students forever. And now, from here on out, there are a million ways to go. Whether each of us continues on to a college education, the military, an apprenticeship, or a charge straight into the workforce, we all have a high school diploma from High Point Regional High School in our hands. But more important than the diplomas in our hands are the opportunities we receive that not every student in America does. There are some shared, indelible senior memories for many of us, to be sure. Who can forget prom, the senior dinner cruise, and many other class events like Project Graduation tonight? I am sure most of you will remember great parties you went to in these last 4 years. I'm sure it will not be lost on any of us the importance of friends, significant others, and teachers you knew in high school that you may never see again. High school is an amazing time in life, when a student has opportunities abound to make new friends and experience new things that they may not be able to for the rest of their lives. However, there is something else in those memories that may not stand out, that may not draw a second thought from you today as you graduate, students. Learning. I am sure all of you are tired of learning and schoolwork, and you should be. High Point Regional High School has made sure that we were challenged academically in all 4 of our years, and because of this, we have all grown. While we may not all use the Pythagorean theorem or the history of the Civil War in our everyday lives and jobs, the time management, critical thinking, and social skills we have learned are all invaluable. But these skills came from a special place, namely our school community and its educators that are irreplaceable. Many of you might be aware there have been teacher strikes all around the country this year. Arizona, Colorado, Oklahoma, Kentucky, and West Virginia have each seen its teachers take to the streets to protest lack of pay, educational resources, and school maintenance. We have never had any such occurrences like this at High Point. Instead, we have been taught by some of the finest educators at any level of teaching that you will ever see. Instead, High Point has supplied us with an abundance of resources to learn, from lab equipment to material for robots to the best and newest books in the media center. Instead, every day we see clean hallways and functioning bathrooms. Some students in public education around the country are not so lucky. They did not receive the care and opportunity that each of us as students of High Point have received. So thank your teachers, thank your administrators, thank your custodians, and thank your parents, students. They are your support that every educational community needs. We are the fruit of their labor. When you remember High Point, please don't just focus on the parties, the friends, the sports. Remember the education, as a student and as a person, you receive from all of your teachers. And be thankful. Millions of students around the country wish they could have been in your shoes these past 4 years. Fellow graduates, be thankful, be humble, and take advantage of what High Point has given you.
Thank you, Jason. Next, we're going to have a choral selection by our concert choir.
Skylar! Johnny B!
Thank you, Mr. Carter and the concert choir. That was beautiful. Another round of applause. For I'd like to welcome to the pulpit our salutatorian, Jason Makis.
Hello again, everyone. Long time no see. Because I never said it in my last speech, I would like to congratulate everyone in attendance tonight. Not just the students, but the parents, grandparents, other relatives, and friends too. You are all essential in the development of a student, and based off of the class we have graduating here tonight, you all did a fantastic job. To students, we did it. Congratulations on graduating from High Point Regional High School. On this day in history, June 22nd, something very historic occurred that impacts all of us. In 1970, President Richard Nixon signed an extension of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This gave the right to vote to anyone above the age of 18. The precedent is this: the more people involved in the political process, the more of a democracy we are as a nation. Students in the audience or here graduating with me, please raise your hand if you are 18. Each and every one of you now have power. You have been educated on how to critically view information. We have been raised in a technological age where each of us knows how to access all the information the world has to offer with just a few taps on a screen. Many of High Point's classes have taught us to evaluate information and different sources. Use your experience. Use your knowledge. Challenge what you believe and get into arguments about important issues. Be an active citizen and change the things you do not like about our country. The worst thing you can do right now is waste the opportunities you have been given. Being lazy and uninvolved in our community is what we cannot afford right now as citizens of the United States of America. There are too many issues at hand in the world, most of which have come to visit our community firsthand. Do not stay stagnant. Change what you believe, find more information, and become passionate about an issue. If each of us students graduating are passionate about a different issue, and that same passion could be shared by a single student at every high school across the country, optimism and solutions to our problems would occur instead of the dread and despair we sometimes feel now. But first, do your civic duty. Audience members and students alike, go out and vote in the 2018 elections. For the students that will be at other states in college, take an absentee ballot. Do not be lazy. We will change the world. The question is, will it be from passion or will it be from apathy? But besides voting, there are so many things you can do. Volunteer at a homeless shelter, host a community cleanup at a local park, or anything else you can think of. While many of these issues seem too large and daunting to attack, we all can make a difference, and a difference matters. As one of my good friends, Emily Kelly, told me in her TED Talk a few weeks ago, you don't have to do everything, but you can do something. High Point, class of 2018, change the world.
Thank you, Jason. Congratulations. Next, we're going to have a band selection by our concert band. How about another round of applause for our concert? I'd like to welcome to the stage our valedictorian, Chad Vasili.
Good evening, everyone. I'm humbly honored to be standing here today as a valedictorian at High Point's class of 2018. First and foremost, I'd like to begin by saying congratulations to such an impressive class. I truly believe that we're some of the most amazing students, athletes, people, and friends to be lucky enough to walk through these halls. We've been blessed to call many unbelievable individuals our teachers, administrators, and coaches. And I'd like to thank each and every one of them as they've been instrumental in helping us achieve everything that we have up to this point. Lastly, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my family as well as every family in attendance, because without them behind us, many of us would have struggled mightily to be sitting where we are now. As we make the transition from high school to college, the military, a career, or any other path we may choose to follow, it's an odd time for us all. We've spent the past 4 years doing nearly the same thing each day, and we now have the chance to embark on a completely new journey. With each new journey comes a multitude of new opportunities, and I encourage everyone to welcome them with open arms. Take the time to meet new people, especially those who may seem different from yourself or out of your comfort zone. Take the time to learn new things and to challenge viewpoints and perspectives that you're unsure of. Take the time to celebrate the vast differences people can share, yet remember that we're all the same in our pursuits of happiness. And most of all, take the time to enjoy yourself along the way. As I reflect on the years that I've spent at High Point, I learned countless lessons, as we all have. However, those that are the most valuable were certainly not taught during lectures in the classroom. I've learned that the most essential elements of life are not how well you can do on a test, what your grade point average is, or how many awards you can win. Rather, what's most important are the connections and relationships that you can make along the way, and the absolute power of being able to make an impact on one's life. In the short amount of time that I've been lucky enough to spend at High Point Regional High School, I consider myself incredibly fortunate to have met countless teachers, administrators, coaches, and friends whose impact I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I think of the show put on by Mrs. Smith's class that I'm thankful to have seen for the first time this year. I think of the supportive community that we built, both in times of ease and in times of pain. And I think of the lasting memories that I will always cherish, and I sincerely hope that I've impacted others here in the same manner. Not too long ago, I watched a series finale of the show The Office, and now I know many people here have either watched it or heard of it, and there were very few serious parts throughout the entire series. However, during that final episode, Ed Helms, in the role of Andy Bernard, says, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." As a graduating senior, this immediately struck a chord with me. As I stand at High Point one last time as a student, I can confidently say that I always remember my times here as the good old days, and it pains me to have to walk away. However, this school has grown into a family that I know I will always be a part of, and I'm thankful to know that we will always be happily welcome back to revisit some of the most exceptional times of our lives, yet I'm sure the most exceptional still lie ahead. Thank you, and once again, congratulations to the class of 2018.
Thank you, Chad, and congratulations. Now we have the honor to have an alumnus address by our 1986 High Point graduate, Brigadier General Bellinger.
Wow, what an honor it is to be here today. Thank you to Dr. Scott Ripley, Mr. Talamay for that kind introduction, and good evening to all of you. Members of the board of High Point Regional High, faculty, students, distinguished visitors, parents, and especially the class of 2018. Give yourselves a hand. I have to say, to the choir and to the band, it is fantastic to see that after 32 years, the legacy still continues on in such a fantastic manner. I think what I'm especially proud of is that your mic system, though, is really fantastic. Because when I was here 32 years ago, I can remember very vividly having to scream on the top of my lungs to do a performance on the spring musical because we didn't have mics like this today. So I appreciate that. Okay, to the graduates, you stand today at the first major crossroads of your journey from the child you were to the person you will become, the place where childhood falls away and a whole new world of purpose and responsibility opens before you. Life is filled with ups and downs, joys and sorrows, periods of great happiness and expectation, and times when unforeseen circumstances, outside influences, and undue pressures will threaten to overwhelm your purpose and derail your progress. Standing here, I can't believe I was in your seat 32 years ago, and I remember that day as if it were yesterday, full of so much emotion, and we were sad to leave familiar places and friends, yet filled with excitement for the future. And I'm sure it's the same for you. And my message for you today is about two things. It's about working hard and having heart. For I truly believe that even the hardest worker will never go as far as the one who works hard with heart. Early in my life, I drew energy from accomplishments. It's no secret that I've always been extremely competitive and I like winning. So I would be remiss at this point if I did not publicly recognize and thank my parents for always supporting me and instilling great values in me. So to Mom and Dad, I know you're out there somewhere. Thank you for making me who I am today. My parents were always encouraging, and it made me feel good when I made Mom and Dad proud. So I worked hard on everything. I worked hard on my grades, on athletics, music, and dance. Whatever I did, I gave it my best. Some of my fondest memories at High Point were spent performing in the spring musicals, especially starring in Barnum with my brother, and being in the band. It was the best moments of my life. I experienced a pivotal moment in my sophomore year when I auditioned for my band seat, and I edged out a senior to make first chair in clarinet. I knew that no one gave that seat to me. I worked hard for it. So I worked even harder throughout the year to prove to her that I earned that seat. And over time, she recognized my skills and grew to respect me. That's the lesson that you learn as you go through high school. Those are the things that you remember. We sat next to each other that year, and we became friends, not enemies. That year, I also learned the value of trusting the direction of others. When Mr. Ball, my high school cross-country coach, asked if I'd ever considered running, and that was a sport my brother excelled in, so I never gave it a second thought. But Mr. Ball saw something in me that I did not, and he put together a plan. He said, if you run 25 miles a week for 8 weeks in the summer, because I think you'll be okay for the fall year. So not only that fall did I letter, but I went on my senior year to win every race except the one against Kittatinny. So success is defined as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, but first you have to set goals and you have to stay focused. Your mind is powerful, and when you believe you can achieve, you will. I was your classic overachiever. I never sought to do just the minimum in anything. I firmly believe there's a direct correlation between effort and outcome, and I am at this point in my military career because all along the way I set small goals and I worked hard to achieve them one by one. But that does not mean there have not been challenges or obstacles. I did not go to West Point thinking I was going to become a general. I went there because I wanted to do something different. I wanted the opportunity to travel, and I had no idea it was going to be so life-changing. In my second year at the academy, I came close to quitting 3 times. I was struggling academically, and I was unhappy with the curriculum. I saw many who worked a lot less and did a lot better, and I questioned my purpose. A life-changing moment happened when I took my final in a probability and statistics course in the second semester of my sophomore year. I was struggling in that class, and my overall grade point average was well below a 3. So I went to my instructor routinely for additional help. And I was scheduled to attend airborne school right after the course ended, and I really wanted to go to jump school more than anything. I decided, though, that if I failed that course and I had to go to summer school, which in my mind would have been too humiliating, that I would just quit altogether. I was worn out, tired, and I started to lose focus. I was on my way to look at my grade. In those days, they were posted on classroom doors and not on the internet. And I ran into my professor, and he said, "Do you want to know how you did?" And I was so terrified, my heart skipped a beat, and I said, "Well, yes, sir," with a look of mortal fear in my eyes, and he said, "You passed, but you passed by 2/10 of a point." I couldn't believe it. I had to race past him to see my grades posted on the door myself, and when I saw that, it again reinforced my belief that hard work and effort really can pay off. So whether you realize it now or not, the experiences you have had in this high school have also been life-changing. and now you are about to enter a world where life becomes harder. No one really prepared me for what it would be like to enter the world of work, which seems like a light year away when you're in college. But it will be here before you know it, and you will draw on your experiences and realize that much of your life has been formed by your first 18 years. My advice to you today is this: focus. Number one is focus. Focus on doing the best job you can presently do. Set goals and then work hard to achieve them. When you work hard, others will recognize your efforts and good things will naturally happen. Number two, turn obstacles into opportunities. When you can't figure out a way around go around it. When you can't figure out how to do it, you go around it, but you don't walk over others in the process, which leads to the third point, and that's be kind. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's the golden rule. Many preach it, but not many put it into action. When you do this, you will earn the respect of others and demonstrate sincerity with your heart. No one says it better than Tim McGraw. He says, always be humble and kind. Your journey's just beginning. You will face hardships, personal and professional challenges, because our world is an imperfect place. But the good news is you are joining the ranks of a long line of successful alumni who have gone on to become doctors, engineers, business owners, and members of the military forces of the greatest country on earth. Their professional success validates High Point's mission of high standards of achievement and individual excellence, which most importantly produces responsible citizens. And citizenship in this country that was the first to be founded, not on the rights of kings, but the God-given rights of every person, is not an entitlement, but a privilege to be cherished and respected. Or as President Ronald Reagan liked to say, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Our ancestors worked hard to keep this country free, and we owe it to them to continue this tradition of excellence. No one is great at everything, which is why there is strength in diversity. Embrace the talent and skills of others and work hard at whatever you do. So think about this. You can't always control what's happening around you, but you can control your response. I leave you today with this: dream big and believe in yourself. Work hard, have heart, and you will go far. God bless you and your families, and congratulations again, Wildcats. It's time to show the world what you're made of. Thank you.
Thank you, Brigadier General, for that excellent message for our graduates. Have another round of applause. We will now have a musical selection by our senior members of Concert Choir.
La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It don't matter where we go, we always find a way back home. So here's to the cheap sunglasses, red, gold, and mini bags, and people who had your back when the world didn't understand. See, we won't forget where we came from. The city won't change us. We beat to the same drum. No, we won't forget where we came from. The city can't change us. We beat to the same drum, the same drum. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It don't matter where we go, we always find a way back home. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It don't matter where we go, we always find a way back home. Oh no, the city won't change us. Oh no, the city won't change us. Oh no, the city won't change us. Oh no, the city won't change us, won't change us. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It don't matter where we go, we always find a way back home. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It don't matter where we go, we always find a way back home. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It don't matter where we go, we always find a way back home. We always find a way, we always find a way, we always find a way back
Thank you, Mrs. Riccardi, Mrs. Martin, and our senior members of the concert choir. Another big round of applause. Good evening. Welcome to the class of 2018 graduation. Special thank you to the members of our Board of Education, Dr. Ripley, fellow administrators, faculty members, honored guests, and most importantly, the class of 2018 and your family and friends. As a culminating activity, graduation truly is a team effort. This beautiful ceremony on this beautiful campus would not be possible without my administrative assistant, Mrs. Janet Brummel, the custodial grounds and maintenance crews, and the audio and visual support of Mr. Perry and Mr. Finland. A big round of applause for all of them. Congratulations to our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, and all the other family members. There are so many mixed emotions today as we close one chapter and your sons and daughters prepare to embark on another one. Congratulations to our retiring staff, Mrs. Abrams, Ms. Redmond, Mr. Regan, Mrs. Scalamecca. Big round of applause for you. We wish you the best of luck in your next chapter. As you saw, Mrs. Abrams led the class out today. Congratulations to our staff on another successful graduating class. You have played such an important role in the lives of this class. Our staff is caring, they're compassionate, and they're dedicated to our students every single day. And I'm honored to walk alongside of you. Thank you. Big round of applause for our staff. Class of 2018. Cynthia Copeland writes in her book, really important stuff my kids have taught me. Little barefoot philosophers. Kids see the world in ways that adults don't. They fully embrace what is happening in the moment, unconcerned by what took place in the past or may occur in the future. They take stumbles in stride, find reasons to laugh out loud, and understand that even a small gesture can have a big impact. Simply seeing the sun come up is reason for kids to cheer. Look at life through a child's eyes and remind yourself how simple everything is. Enjoy the moment in front of you. We have all celebrated many successes together, and whether you are going to college, to military, to work, or still don't really know, you will all celebrate more successes in life. You've had such a great year together. Dance the night away on the dinner cruise, fill the bus county championship, state champs in wrestling, sectional champs in girls basketball, county champs in girls swimming, mock trial county championship, dance the night away again to senior formal. Over $119,000 in local scholarships by this class. And of course, the senior beach trip with those really nice coach buses, right? Nice coach buses. But life is going to throw you some tough punches. Some harder than others. And we have experienced that over the last couple weeks, but we experienced it together. But if you become bitter at life, it will cloud your vision from seeing the next opportunity. And you don't know what the next opportunity could take you. Although it pains me greatly, I've recently heard a conversation by Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager. I can hardly say it as a Mets fan. He was talking about the Yankees players being ready for the major leagues when they come up. He said the greatest key is that they understand how to handle success and bounce back from failure. As I look around at all of you graduates, I wonder the same thing. Have we given you the tools to handle success? And most importantly, failure? I have no doubt that there are many artists, teachers, mechanics, farmers, engineers, doctors, lawyers, cops, CEOs, and many other leaders right in front of us. I have a sign in my office that says, whatever you are, be a good one. Don't let your college, career, or military choice define you. Those are part of what we may become, but not who we are. This class is amazing, but it is because of who you are, not what you do. Be a good friend to someone who needs you to listen, especially in those moments when you don't have an ounce of a second to offer them. Be a good employee at your job, someone who they can depend on because you are trustworthy, have a good work ethic, and show up on time. Be a good boyfriend or girlfriend who treats their partner with the utmost respect, compassion, and kindness. Be a good brother, sister, son, or daughter, because we often take our family for granted, and they are the ones we often rely on the most. Be a good father or mother, because as your parents have realized, look up at your parents, everybody's watching you. Being a parent is the most important job anyone can ever have. Now, society does not often recognize these things, and you may not get a trophy, a scholarship, or a pay raise because of it. But the people that are blessed to be in your life will realize that you are a good person who treats people the right way and who tries to do things the right way. Like this quote by Minor Myers Jr. says, "Go into the world and do well. But more importantly, go into the world and do good." Enjoy the moment in front of you. You have earned it. Class of 2018, you know this. I'm so proud of you. You will do great things. May God bless you. Now I have our superintendent's address by Dr. Scott Ripley.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Good evening, fellow community members. It is my sincere hope that all of you gathered here this evening look upon this place and feel a sense of not just awe, but appreciation for who we are as a community. I am deeply proud of being a member of this community and to be standing before you. It is my hope that you see High Point as a special place for which you pay your tax dollars and to where you send your children. Thank you. So I want to say congratulations to all our graduates and their families. Thank you to all our parents and families, faculty, staff, and administration for your commitment to the lifelong success of the men and women sitting before us. At one point, I would have known all of you several years ago, likely Very few of you know who I am. But there was a time when I would have known everyone in this stadium. I'm sure there are some of you sitting here who may have sat in a class I taught in the past. Ah, there you go. Anyway, to our graduates, I offer the following quotes. Perhaps you may apply them to your lives far better than I have to my own. Steve Jobs said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Isabel Waxman, "It is indeed ironic that we spend our school days yearning to graduate and our remaining days waxing nostalgic about our school days." John Wooden, "Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life." Judy Garland, "Always be a first-rate version of yourself instead of a second-rate version of somebody else." And finally, a paraphrased quote from George W. Bush. "To those of you who received honors, awards, and distinctions, I say well done. And to the C students, I say, you too may one day be a superintendent." And now my own final thoughts, which reflect truly who I am and what I believe about education and relationships. Each one of you sitting here is a monument in this world, regal, majestic, and stunning. Know that you, not the collective you, but each of you personally, are the masterpiece of creation, and that you are beautiful, precious, important, and absolutely necessary for the earth to turn on its axis. Do not meditate on the negative words of others spoken over you in pain and ignorance. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. No matter where you find yourself on this earth or beyond, please always know that those of us assembled in this place today love you. Your teachers, your parents, your classmates, and even I love every one of you. High Point is a far better place because each of you has crossed our paths. No matter the beautiful melancholy of life, know how deeply beloved and precious you truly are. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ripley. We're now going to begin the presentation of our diplomas by our board president, Mr. Kyle Veely.
Hannah Rose Aroni. Hallie Jane Armstrong. Melissa Augustine. Samantha Renee Beatty. Kristen Lee Bauer. Cassidy Ruth Bruning. Elizabeth Ashley Burkhart. Bethany Ray Cabrera. Caitlin Rose Cahill. Kiera Marie Campolongo. Kelsey Elizabeth Carroll. Morgan Therese Castro. Amanda Shafalo. Gabriella Marie Christensen. Kate Marie Cerrito. Gabrielle Lynn Caccio. Brianna Jean Cole. Isabel Paige Columbia. Alexa Rose Cunningham. Dory Lynn DiDomenicantanio. Miranda Rose DeGennaro. Stephanie Martha DiCarlo. Emily Elizabeth Dunn. Caitlin Nicole Elzinga. Kyla Madison Fairweather. Samantha Rose Fairweather. Brianna Lynn Faltraco. Emmanuel Elizabeth Fassbender. Anya Kira Ferguson. Emma Kathleen French. Melanie Vera Ann Galicio.
Chad Anthony Musili. Jason Robert Makis. Justin Lungu Akengo. Robert Daniel Allen. Nicholas Dimitri Antiochus. Daniel Robert Arnold. Michael Joseph Atanasio II. Brandon Paul Bartschap. Nicholas Anthony Becker. Timothy Walter Benny. Trevor Allen Birchenoff. Christopher Charles Bonham. John Philip Borowick II. Matthew Alexander Borowick. Ronald James Breveau Jr. Joseph Michael Burgos. Damian Christopher Butler. Francesco Giuseppe Carcia. Daniel Jerry Civiletti. Matthew David Coors. Andrew Lee Crosby. Brandon Andrew Crouch. Anthony Thomas Cunningham. Alexander Jacob DeFinis. Louis Gary De La Osa. Alexander Michael DeMott. Aiden Alexander DeWitt. Andrew Judson Dingman. Oak Adair DeStefano. Lawrence Martin Doherty III. Dylan Thomas Domke.
Trinity Jasmine Garrett Tully. Samantha Nicole Glanville. Emily Jacqueline Gorman. Sarah Ethel Haggerty. Brielle Ann Halloran. Michaela Nicole Hammond. Rio Hatsinas. Alexis Mairead Pari. Sarah Emily Havens. Courtney Rose Headley. Paige Victoria Heathwood. Angel Ann Heed. Christina Marie Henderson. Selena Carly Herman. Emily Mary Hollowak. Brianna Haley Jackson. Emily Elizabeth Kelly. Elena Renee Kent. Katarina Lee Kiefer. Brianna Nicole Kimball. Emma Rose Klein. Madison Riel Crisanda. Summer Millennia Krynicki. Lakin Elizabeth Cuck. Brianna Nicole Larry. Mercedes Marie Little. Victoria Claire Lupia. Emily Ruth May Malone. Angelina Marie Mangone. Shelia Mary McAuliffe. Lindsay Kristen McCarthy.
Michael Patrick Duffy. Paul Anthony Esposito. Sawyer John Fenlon. Tyler Patrick Fine. Riley Christian Finn. James Joseph Finnerty. Hunter Marlon Flores. Joshua Theodore Fu. Timothy Fortuna. Paul Copenhaver Fowler. Eric Allen Fry. William Daniel Fry. Mark Andrew Gardenier. Walker Douglas Gibson. Joseph Vincent Gramignano. Bradley James Gray. Casey James Gunderman. Devin William Horlacher. Frederick Gregory Hosking. Connor Douglas Howell. William Clyde Howell. Thomas Charles Hubmaster IV. Gavin Seth Robinson Hunsiger. Kyle William Kennedy. Matthew Vincent Kenyon. Muhammad Khan. William Christopher Kimberly. Shane Kobus. Brandon Robert Labar. Cameron James Lake. Zachary Ryan Loria.
Brittany Ann McKenna. Caitlin H. McKenna. Zariah Carissa Melendez. Angelina Malazzo. Clarissa Jean Mills Robinson. Emily Rose Mulvoy. Lauren Beth Nataro. Claudia Joan Nye. Christine Alice Papa. Madeline Elizabeth Patterson. Grace Kathleen Patton. Bethany Hunter Payne. Caitlin Elena Pescia. Sabina Samantha Perez. Margot Desiree Peterson. Trisha Ann Peterson. Jessica Rose Poggi. Elisa Morgan Posner. Cassidy Lee Presti. Lydia Elise Riley. Esmeralda Rodriguez. Casey Veronica Rudder. Kia Paige Sabo. Athena Marie Sadowski. Eve Jana Sirocco. Victoria Elizabeth Schultz. Michelle Lucille Schweier. Serena Rose Shabika. Shayla Aubrey Shattinger. Amina Halima Shankovitz. Isabel Catherine Smith.
Jonathan Patrick Lawson. Colin Arthur Levitt. Tyler Andrew Ledford. Dalen Damon Lee. Rudolph Joseph LaPera IV. Maverick Edward Liebel. Joseph Paul Lombardo. Justin Joseph Malarick. Anthony John Mason. Kyle Joseph McCann. Ryan Albert McCarrick. Nicholas Robert Muir. Justin Ryan Miller. David Patrick Mitchell. Devin Morales. Jonathan Roy Morales. Daniel Anthony Nasca. Colin Richard Nelson. Jonathan Thomas Nolan. Michael Joseph Norsha. Matthew O'Neill. Robert Emerson Osborne III. Jordan Andrew Pauls. Jacob Phillip. Chester Gabriel Julio. Ethan Edward Predmore. Matthew Mark Rakowski. Ty Philip James Rasmussen. Shane Stephen Greats. James Riley. Shane Riley.
Arden Mercy Stearns. Kirsten Michelle Stellman. Faith Eva Stewart. Madison Lee Stiers. Grace Catherine Stockmall. Danielle Nicole Cease. Jamie Elise Sylvester. Courtney Taylor Talt. Hope Lene Terranova. Carolina Johan Torres. Brooklyn Carrie Utter. Catherine Rose Batalero. Elizabeth Ann Vogt. Randy Marie Wasp. Alyssa Irene Welch. Emma Rose Weedbrock. Rebecca Danae Woolery. Skylar Ann Wolf. Kylie Lois Wright. Xenia Rete Yanoff. Claudia Zalewski.
Skylar, smile!
Jenna Nicole Zani. Brianna Joy Zeidema.
Donald John Rapash. Dylan Arthur Roach. Matthew Charles Ruggiero. Kieran Michael Ryan. Alexander James Sherry. Brandon Thomas Shevlin. Quinton Simsick. Brock David Cisco. Brandon Lee Edward Smith. Jacob Scott Sorensen. Gavin Glenn Spicer. Corey Christopher Steiner. Luke William Steinman. Spencer Olin Sumpman. Matthew Paul Sunda. Brett Von Tiger. Troy Eric Tonneson. Robert Stephen Turo. Francis August Valenzola. James Thomas Varga. Nicholas Welch. Gabriel Grayson Willis. Andrew Ryan Wire. Alexander Tryon Yanoff. Nicholas Joseph Zakruski. That's right, Nick! Woo, Nick! Way to bring it home, Nick! Yeah! All right, Matthew! Woo! Yeah!
By virtue of the power invested in me by the Board of Education as principal of High Point Regional High School, I certify that the graduates here today have successfully completed the graduation requirements as stipulated by High Point Regional High School and New York State Board of Education. Class 2018, let's flip our tassels to the left side, throw your caps, congratulations. Okay, let's get our caps back on the tassels. Don't lose them. Don't lose them. A reminder to all our parents and grandparents and family and friends, there is a reception in the cafeteria if you'd like to attend. Feel free to take pictures all throughout the campus and have a beautiful night. Thank you very much.